It's Chris with Team Critical Bench. I wanted to go over the jump rope with you today. Most guys who are into weightlifting and weight training aren't really into doing cardio, but it is a must, especially for fat loss, okay? So the best way to incorporate some cardio in short bursts in your weight training routine is with the jump rope. I'm going to go through and just show you a few different ways that you can skip with a rope. It does take time, a bit of practice to get comfortable with it and not to expend too much energy. You'll see as I'm skipping, it almost looks effortless, and that just takes hours and hours and hours to kind of get to that point. Initially, you're going to probably be jumping way too high to have a rope go just barely under your feet. So you're unfortunately going to be, exerting yourself a little bit more than you need to. But eventually, like with most things, as you work on your craft and you practice, you're going to get better at it. And then in 10 minutes, you're giving yourself a terrific cardio workout. So, and this goes in line with your HIIT training, your high intensity interval training. So this can be used in that format. Okay, so watch me skip. I'll talk as I'm going. Okay, so your basic, and that happens all the time too. Your basic skip, obviously, is with 2 feet. Usually what I do is I emphasize one foot over the other as I go. So you notice I kind of go from right to left, back to right. You could do just an even jump where I'm jumping from both toes. Or again, this would be more obvious when I'm switching from one side to the other. I'm heel tapping with my front foot and staying on the balls of my feet with my other one. Now, what people do with a jump rope is they jump way up high in the air, and they waste a lot of their energy jumping this high up in the air. The key is to jump just high enough to let that rope go under your feet. So again, let me continue to show you some variations. What I want you to do is I want you to work at becoming a skilled jump rope person. Because again, it's going to save you time in the gym doing cardio like treadmills and bikes and rowers and all these things that are terrific. However, typically you got to spend 30 to 45 minutes to get a really good workout on one of those pieces of equipment. In 10 to 15 minutes with a jump rope, you can obliterate yourself. Okay, so watch again. I'll generally start off like this. Sometimes you can just do some running in place movements like this. You want to keep it light. Bounce off those toes, the balls of your feet. Try not to make a lot of noise when you skip. What I mean by that is, you shouldn't be making big thud noises on the ground with your feet, like you got rocks in your shoes. You should try to be nice and light. So again, side to side like this, or you can just do some single leg. Count your head to 10, switch to the other foot. Okay? Now, I can also pick up the tempo. This is going to obviously increase my heart rate, and this would go right in line with that HIIT training. So if I want to do some of these for about 30 to 45 seconds, and then tone it back down with just a very simple left to right jump, that would be a terrific approach for a 10-minute cycle. So again, that will happen. Speed it up. The running in place, fast tempo. Keep that going for a little while. You can even go both feet. Fast pace, then tone it down. Nice and light. Okay. Now, I showed you a few variations. The key here is to not give up. Most people get really frustrated with a jump rope and they want to throw the towel in, literally, and they don't go back to it. You know, that got me out of breath. All I did was a few minutes. The whole idea is to work it in slowly. Try to start with 2 or 3 minutes. Get yourself up to the point where you can do 10 to 15 minutes with that HIIT style training. So you got high intensity bursts mixed in with some more casual skipping in between. Watch your cardio, watch your endurance level go up, and your confidence in your ability with a jump rope. But you got to put the time in. Here's another tip from your buddy Chris at Critical Bench. We'll see you next time, guys.